Welcome to our vlog. So for today's video, we're going to discuss the 5 important things that you need to know about DRR or disaster risk reduction. Natural hazard awareness. People must be made aware of what natural hazards they are likely to face in their own communities. They know in advance what specific preparations to make before an event, what during an earthquake, flood, fire, or other likely event, and what action to take in its aftermath. What is natural hazard? A widely accepted definitions of characterizes natural hazard are those elements of physical environment harmful to man and caused by the forces introduced to him. What are the 4 types of natural hazard? Natural hazard can be classified into several broad categories: geological hazard, hydrological hazard, meteorological hazard, and biological hazard. Examples of natural hazard: earthquakes, volcanic eruption, tsunami, landslides, subsidence, typhoon, and tornado. How we can prevent a natural hazard? Awareness, education, preparedness, and predictions and warning system can reduce the disruptive impacts of a natural disaster on a community. Mitigation measures such as adoption of zoning, land use practices, and building codes are needed, however, to prevent or reduce actual damage from the hazard. What are the effects of natural hazard? Individual impact. Natural hazard can cause destructions of property, loss of financial resources, and personal injury or illnesses. Also can lead into death.
Knowledge and skills. In there are policy and practice knowledge and skills is required to inform decision making and coordinated action.
Knowledge and skill production and implementation processes are critical disaster risk reduction. These issues are seldom systematically addressed in deep in disaster studies and policy programs.
Aims of a disaster response are rescue for immediate danger and stabilization of a physical and emotional conditions of survivors. These go hand in hand with the recovery of the dead and the restoration of essential services such as water and power.
There are some examples of disaster response. First is setting up temporary shelters that provide a safe place to sleep, food, and emotional support from trained personnel. And the second is delivering meals and water. And the third is distributing emergency supplies and necessities such as toiletries for hygiene and tarps, shovels, trash bags for cleanup efforts.
Mitigation. It is the effort to reduce the loss of life and property by minimizing the impact of disasters and emergencies. It begins with state, tribal, and local governments identifying natural disaster risks and vulnerabilities that are common in their areas. After identifying these risks, they develop a long-term strategies for protecting people and property from similar events. The implementation of such hazard mitigation actions leads to building stronger, safer, and smarter communities that are better able to reduce future injuries and future damage.
Disaster risk reduction, sometimes called disaster risk management, is a systematic approach to identifying, assessing, and reducing the risk of disaster. It aims to reduce socio-economic vulnerabilities to disaster, as well as dealing with environmental and other hazards that trigger them. Disaster risk management aims to aims and reduce the damage caused by natural hazards like earthquakes, floods, droughts, and cyclones, through an ethic of prevention.
Hi, my name is Marcialito Quintana.
And I am Maria Priscilin Velasquez. And I am Rita Uano.
And I am Bolivino Lopernet.
And
I am Steve Dardy Mausay.
And I am Justin May Andrade. And I am Crystal Jenebret.
And we are the group.